Yo, what's the deal? Top of the morning. Yeah, man. Before I go into my story, I just want to say to that individual who keep, referencing me, but not by name, in their Instagram live videos and all this whole weirdo ass shit, man. Look, check this out, man. If it ain't directed, it ain't respected. So continue to make these videos and these insinuations and shoot these subliminals and of sorts and whatnot, but you're not going to get a response, man. If that shit ain't directed, it ain't respected. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah. So the last story that I was telling you about, man, is from Thuggin' in the Watt series. So they didn't want me on Washington anymore. Washington was orientation, like intake. I had got into a couple of fights. They seen that I was starting to kind of like, I don't want to say organize the blacks, but I was starting to get all the blacks on one accord. Before I had got to Washington, it was a black dude from Texas that was kind of like, I don't want to say the rep, but he was kind of like the figure that other races and ethnicities went to have discussions in regards to race relations with the blacks. I didn't like that, because when Cuz was in SRCC, because I ran into Cuz in SRCC, Cuz didn't handle his candle. Cuz wasn't on no gangster shit, he wasn't about nothing and all that. So how you gonna come to, reception and try to take the keys, hold the keys, and say that you shot calling for the blacks on orientation, like, you feel me? So I didn't like that. That was a problem for me. And then some other brothers that came down from like the northern institutions, I guess Paso Robles is really a southern institution, but some brothers that came down from Paso Robles, O.H. Coles, Carl Holden, Preston Fire Camps and all that, down in Nelles and all this type of shit, like, right? So, like I said, I tried to organize the brothers to get the brothers on one accord, because in these southern institutions, as I have mentioned before, the Sureños, they politic on the blacks. So boom, I do that. When I do that, they see that, I had certain qualities about myself to organize people and get people to see things from a different perspective, so they start looking at me like a threat. So the nigga from Texas, I'm not gonna say I took the keys from Cuz, but I let Cuz know, like, certain affairs, Cuz, like, don't speak on, like, don't do this and don't do that. Like, you know what I mean? And it's just real, because if you ain't no rider and you ain't gonna put in no work and you ain't gonna jump when these race riots kick off and all this type of shit, cuz, then shut the fuck up. Make a long story short, like, right? Cuz, like, man, you should stay over here with me. Man, we can be running this shit. We can do this. We can do that. And then we run across everybody else before they hit the main line. Man, stay over here with me. I'm gonna try to get you pulled. That's what Cuz was telling me. And this cat named TC. TC was an up north crip that was kind of like digging a nigga style, like, right? And Cuz feel like we would have been a powerhouse. We would have been a force to be reckoned with if I would have stayed in orientation. So I was flirting with the idea. I'm thinking about it, like, right? But on the main line, it's cracking. Niggas is getting active on the main line. Every day is beep, 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 beep. That's the alarm going off for S&E because of some type of conflict or some type of, event going on, right? So make a long story short, Cuz, I was exploring the idea of staying on Washington Hall, which was orientation intake, but the powers that be, the supervisor, the senior, and all that shit, they wasn't fucking with me. They was like, hell no, you ain't staying over here. Your ass going to GP. You going to mainline. So I'm like, fuck it. I go to mainline. I land on I land on Roosevelt. So when I get to Roosevelt, the dude who was kind of like, had the keys over there was Lunatic from Westside Rolling 40 Neighborhood Crip. Cuz' name was Lunatic, but he was also going by one of the runners. I don't know if Cuz was Baby Runner, Infant Runner, Tiny Runner, but Cuz was going up under one of the runners and shit, you know what I mean? Pops from 76 East Coast was over there. I got a few stories about Cuz, you know what I mean? I had found out some shit about Pops, like way later and all this type of shit. Pops was over there. Who else was over there? Cuz, Reno from East Oakland was over there. My nigga Cognac was there. Cognac had changed his name when he went to Roosevelt. Cuz' name was Killer Blank Yak. You feel what I'm saying? I don't want to, you know, disrespect anybody turf and the hood and all that type of shit. But my nigga, old Blank was over there, you feel what I'm saying? From A-Trey Gangsta Crip, my nigga Clifford Brown, that was my nigga, you feel me? BJ from 52nd Street, Fadu's Bishops was over there. This nigga named Grey Wolf, Michael Jones, who created, I think everybody say Cub created his own hood in Pasadena, Thug Life Gangsta Crip. I have never heard about no Crips being in Pasadena. I heard about Crips being in Altadena, and I'm not sure if the Raymonds is in Pasadena or Altadena, but nobody had ever heard of Thug Life Gangsta Crip, so they say Cuz created his own hood. And it was a couple of more blacks that was over there, but their names ain't coming to me right now. Oh, it was this little nigga from Broadway, Cuz, that I had knew from the halls. And look, this is the thing, right? I was in juvenile hall with some rider-ass niggas. Example, this dude named Damian Young from Anthony Park Bloods, right? When we was in juvenile hall, this nigga was with the business, cuz this nigga was get cracking. I didn't run into a lot of Anthony Parks when I was in juvenile hall, but the ones that I did, you know, a nigga can't say nothing bad about him. You know, the most notable one was Bernard Green. I forgot what Bernard Green name is from Anthony Park, but this nigga was a straight up rider, like, you feel what I'm saying? This nigga was a real life Damu. The nigga fought, the nigga was with all that, like, right? But I digress. On one of my lockups, one of the times that I had went to lockup, I'm on lockup, I'm chilling, and you know, motherfuckers be talking on a wire, and I hear motherfuckers say, blood, my ass hurt. Man, on a B, blood, it feel like I'm shitting out rocks on a B, blood, my ass hurt like a motherfucker, blood. So I'm like, what the fuck? Like, what the fuck going on over here, cuz? So one of my partners had told me that was a nigga from Anthony Park who had been turned out and started pushing Circuit City Pyru. Damian Young. So when Damian Young got to Nelles, they sent him to Jackson Hall, at Jackson Cottage. Now Jackson was one of the most crackingest motherfucking you know, cottages in Fred C. Nelles. So when he get over there, he allowed some of the dudes over there to use manipulation tactics on him to fuck him. You know, I ain't gonna put the dude name out there, but he from Circle City Pyru. He was known for fucking niggas. He was known for raping niggas. He was known for beating niggas into submission and all this type of shit. You feel what I'm saying? I'm not gonna put his name out there because, you know, he's a cool dude. You feel what I'm saying? You know, aside from his homosexual shit, the nigga was a rider. The nigga was about his business and all this type of shit. And I don't know if he feel comfortable with me exposing his homosexual relationships and shit. So boom, he persuaded the nigga to be his little homie so he can run up in his butt. See, the thing about the California Youth Authority, man, you gotta understand, you got a lot of dudes who was sent there before they even had the opportunity to have sex. A lot of those guys was committed to the California Youth Authority before they were sexually active. And now they're teenagers. And they got all this testosterone built up in their body, you feel what I'm saying? And they need a release. And some guys elected, you know what I mean, to fuck, rape, sodomize, and get head from other dudes. I chose not to engage in that type of shit, you know what I mean? When I went to the California Youth Authority, shit, I was 16. I had already fucked a whole lot of females and all that, so there was no need for me to fuck no motherfucking dudes and all this old shit that a lot of people did. And I don't judge them, I understand them. And then you also got to understand a lot of dudes was defiant when they were kids, and their defiance, their disobedience is the reason why they got sentenced to the California Youth Authority, but they never got down to the real reason why this kid was defiant. Some of them was defiant because they had been sexually assaulted when they were young, right? And they always say hurt people. So these young men who were victims, when they got into the California Youth Authority and there's no females there to release yourself into, they start victimizing other individuals. So the thing that happened to them, they start doing it to others. I digress. So Damian Young had allowed, you know, the dude from Circuit City Pyru to, you know, to fuck him and all this type of shit, right? So when the dude from Circuit City Pyru fucked him, he went out and told all the other respected blacks that was in the fucking niggas, like, yeah, I just fucked that nigga and whoopty woo woo. So this dude that was from Backstreet and kind of claimed my hood for a minute and turned front hood and all that, I'm not gonna say his name, you know, he's deceased now, but this nigga was like 6'2", cuz. This nigga had some dubs at the age of 16 years old, big massive ass nigga, you know what I mean? I ain't gonna say his name, but if you was in the California Youth Authority, then you know who it is, especially if you was in Nelles. So he go in there, he marked the nigga out, he you know, sodomized him and got some oral copulation from him and all this type of shit. Once he did it, you know, he kind of broke the nigga's spirit all the way down. So others proceeded to go into the bathroom and have sexual interactions with this individual named Damian Young. Damian Young felt broken. He felt emasculated. So what he did, he went and snitched. So the correctional officers, they went over there and they got everybody except the initial guy who had sodomized him, which was the dude from Circuit City Peru, because he manipulated him like, yeah, Rue, you know, you my nigga, blood and whoop whoop and all that and all this type of shit. He manipulated him. So I guess the guy had Stockholm syndrome or some shit like that. But I digress. So I get to Roosevelt Hall and all this type of shit. You know what I mean? I get acquainted with all the blacks that's there and all this type of shit. Oh yeah, two gangster from Divine Blood was there too. Me and two gangsters had a fight. Olajuwon Bush. Me and Cousin had a fight over some dumbass shit, man. He had said something. I ain't like the shit that he said, man. So we was gonna get down in the day room, but I was a respected black and Cuz was a respected black. So they're like, no, Cuz, you niggas go in not the closet, but it was like a storage room. Go in the storage room and get down. We go in there, and it came out in my favor. Like, you feel what I'm saying? I went in there and, you know what I mean, he didn't want to fight no more. Like, I was hitting him too hard. You know what I mean? This is when I was still trying to do that boxing shit that my daddy was teaching me when I was a kid. But I'm not a boxer. I don't know how to box, but I do know how to defend myself. So make a long story short, man, I'm on Roosevelt Cottage and all this type of shit. I can't wait to get to the school area. The reason why I can't wait to get to the school area from all that shit that the Verdugos, the Westside Verdugos in San Bernardino was talking about. They shot at the hood. They gonna do this to me. They gonna do that. So I want these motherfuckers to do all this gangster shit that they said they was gonna do. The Westside Verdugos that was kind of running Jackson Hall because they were so deep. I think the Westside Verdugos was the deepest Sordenio gang in Fred Nelles. These niggas was deep as a motherfucker. So they had a superiority complex. In their politics on the streets, they don't like blacks. They push NK. They push nigger killer, right? So I can't wait to get to the motherfucking school area so these motherfuckers can make good on their promise of beating my ass. So make a long story short, cuz I get to the school area, I'm getting oriented, you know, with how shit work at the school area, what a Superman is. A Superman is when you see a motherfucker wail on the other side of the institution or the field, and you run over there and you get cracking on them and all this type of shit, right? So I get word that the Westside Verdugos, specifically Crazy One, and bitch ass nigga Crazy One, and that scary ass nigga Cisco, this is what these niggas saying that they gonna do to me. When they see me, they gonna bust a Superman, they gonna beat my ass. So I'm hyped about being in the school area, cuz, and everybody knew about the bend in Fred Nelles. The bend was notorious. So everybody talking about, yeah, around the bend, that's where niggas catch their enemies at, and that's probably where the Westside Verdugos try to catch you at. So I'm like, all right, when I get to the bend, cuz, I'm amplified, I'm ready to get cracking, like what it is, all this type of shit, like, right? So boom, first day in the school area, cuz, I see that bitch ass nigga Cisco going to his class, but cuz see me and he turned his head like he ain't had none of his support team with him. He ain't had no support system. Cause what they really wanted to do was pack a nigga out. I say my second week in the school area, that's where my conflict came from. So I go to school, I'm sitting in class, all the Mexicans in there talking, like, right? So one of them finally bang on me like, hey dog, hey, where you from, homie? I'm from Eastside PJ Watts Crib. Oh, you from PJ's, dog? Like, yeah, I'm from PJ's. And the dude just like shake his head. And they start talking in Spanish. I'm like, what's up, cuz? Like, everything cool? Like, yeah, everything's cool, fool. And I'm like, what, y'all shot in my hood or something? They was like, nah, dog, we ain't shoot at you, homie. Like, nah, not us, homie, Charles. All this type of shit. Tiny Dog from Vintage Showline, cuz come in. Me and cuz bang on each other. One of the homies from East Coast that came in, 11A Block Crip. 11A East Coast, cuz came in. So we all in there chilling, talking. A dude from,
These niggas exit out. Talking shit that they ain't about. Figure them out. Got a problem, we can shoot it out, so close your mouth. Gunplay ain't a thing for me, I've been feeling death. So I tell my kids to pray for me, this real life. It ain't a movie, it ain't make-believe. Half these niggas ain't the niggas that they claim to be. They say I'm shot they niggas, so you know I keep the thing to me. My life is valuable, so you know it ain't a thing to me. Got a mind like Malcolm X, but I crip like Tookie. Got this Tupac passion, but I crip like Tookie. Got this Marcus Garvey vision, but I crip like Tookie. Become successful when you crip like Tookie. A million man forming plans to recreate this shit. I hate this shit. They treating us like we make the shit. America haters, they kill a panther, so I was made to grip. They orchestrate the cycle and murder anyone that can break this shit. It's real life.